Okay, and welcome to exercise 3B of the course on Getting to Know ArcGIS Desktop. Again, we'll be using the book Getting to Know ArcGIS Desktop using version 9.3, which includes a free trial copy of the ArcGIS Desktop software. Let's go ahead and open ArcMap, which you can do under your Start Programs. Take just a few seconds. Again, we'll be opening an existing map just like last time. And this time we'll be opening 3B, since we were using exercise 3B. Okay, exercise 3B starts on page 34. This will be slightly different than last time. There's been a couple of layers added. There's been a layer added on diverging flight paths and on the area of disappearance. What that entails is the diverging flight paths shows in detail both the planned and the suspected route that Amelia Earhart took on her final flight. The area of disappearance is a more detailed layer showing all of the small islands in the Pacific Ocean around where she disappeared. Also, I was asked, well, what happens if I accidentally click away the table of contents? Don't worry. You can get to the table of contents again by just going to the window, clicking on Table of Contents. And the same thing happens is, oops, I clicked the tools. I need the tools again. Well, have no fear, just right click here, go to Tools, and it will reappear. No worries. Okay, and step 2, we're going to continue. Last time we went from her first stop in Oakland down to Natal in Brazil, and this time we will continue through West Africa. So first, as you've learned last week, zoom approximately West Africa, and then pan using the pan tool, and follow her flight throughout Africa, Middle East, Southern Asia, Southeast Asia, Australia, and Papua New Guinea. And if you didn't know that this was Papua New Guinea, you just of course go to the Identify tool, yes, the topmost layer. Click on that, and you'll see that the country name of the city is Papua New Guinea, and other details of Papua New Guinea. Good. Well, we've zoomed quite far along, and we're already on part 6. That's the area disappearance. As you can see, now the layer area disappearance is active. All that is that all these little islands, they are shown. So if I turn it off, all the little islands go away, and when I turn it on, you'll see all the little islands, detail islands of the Southern Pacific, are turned back on. And you can zoom to that layer by right-clicking on area of disappearance and zoom to layer. In step 8, it's using the magnifier, not to be confused with zoom tool, but the magnifier tool. She's under Windows, magnifier, click. You can magnify up to 10 times. Let's say if you want to magnify up to 4 times, you just find somewhere and it will magnify it for you. That's the magnify tool. Let's click out of the magnify tool and go back to the zoom in tool. Let's look at her different paths. As you can see, there are 2 different paths. The red one she was supposed to go along, and the yellow one, which people presume is the one that she took by accident. And we might want to come back to this sometime, and so now I'll be introducing the bookmark ability. So you go to bookmark, you'll see there are already 2 bookmarks, but we want to create a new one, so we'll click on create. We'll call this end of flight, and then of course click OK. If you look at the bookmarks, there's now a 3rd bookmark called end of flight. Now let's see what the other bookmarks are. The first one is Howland Island. Click on that. You'll see Howland Island is the city Amelia was supposed to land on her voyage to refuel. However, this is not where she ended. She ended on, as people assume, on Nikamororo Island, which is significantly further to the south and to the east. And why do people think they were there? Is that later they found a wreckage of an airplane, which they assumed to be of Amelia Earhart. But again, let's go back to our bookmark, end of flight. And why? Well, we want to see how far away she really was from her final destination. We are using a tool now. It's the measure tool. Go ahead and click on the measure tool. You can change the distances. I think by default it's on meters, but we want to have it on kilometers. To use the tool, it's very simple. You just left click once on the island she was supposed to go to and move it to the island which she was suspected to have landed on. If you look in the measurement box, you'll see that the length was 776 kilometers approximately. Okay, that brings us to the end of exercise 3B. If you want to, you can go ahead and play around with the new tools that you've learned: bookmarking, magnifying, and measuring. If you finished, please move on to exercise 3C.